Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now there's a bit of a thread going round to name your 10 favourite Beatles songs, which is next to impossible. It was started by Carson Tucker, and I've seen quite a few responses to this, so I thought I would have a go. Now I want to stay away from the Beatles singles for two reasons. One, they're obviously excellent and it's very hard to choose between them, and two, maybe some of them have been a little bit overplayed, so I'm only going to concentrate on the LP tracks. And now these are UK LP tracks. I'm sure a couple of them may have been singles elsewhere in the world, but yeah, again, it's really difficult, and there's quite a few, about 15 that I've been pushing to get into this top 10, but I finally decided on it. I will say there's one that just was so close. I was trying to get it in to the top 10, but I couldn't take anything out, and that is Hey Bulldog by John Lennon from the Yellow Submarine album. So that's my honourable mention. So okay, we'll go through these 10. And the first up for me is Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison. Is probably his best ever Beatles song. I think it is his best ever Beatles song. And this starts off the magnificent side 2. I actually count Here Comes the Sun as part of the medley. I look at the whole of side 2 of this as the medley. I just think it's magnificent. Absolutely brilliant song, and there's so many cover versions. Nina Simone's cover version of this is awesome. Steve Harley and Courtney Rebel's cover version is very good. So Here Comes the Sun would be my first choice. These are not in any order, so they're in no order at all. Next up, and it's from Revolver, and I know this was a single in America. It wasn't here though. I don't think it was here. And it's Got to Get You Into My Life, and again this was covered as well. This is so different because of the horns. You don't expect it at all. The thing about Paul McCartney in this album is all over the place, and it made the album because, you know, he had his little jaunty summer pop with Good Day Sunshine and so many other different ones. There's another one on this, by the way, that's why I'm not going to talk about it. But Got to Get You Into My Life, I know it's a song about drugs. I never realised that until recently, but it is absolutely brilliant, and I love the horns on this album, or this song. Brilliant song from Revolver. Next up, and I am going to give it to, I'll leave that one down there because I need it again. From Let It Be, I'm going to give it to Across the Universe. And it's this version here. It's no other version. I don't like the 68 version or 69 version from the Charity album, and if I'm honest, I don't like Let It Be Naked at all. I prefer this by a mile. So this is the version. Absolutely love it. It's so dreamy, and by far it's his best song off this, and yeah, it's his best song of around this period. I think Across the Universe was better than anything that John did on Abbey Road as well. So Across the Universe will get picked in my top 10 as well. Next up, and it's from the Help album, and yes, it's the Help album, and it's I've Just Seen a Face, and I love it. It's a great little sort of yee-haw, foot tapping, acoustic strumming country number, and it is brilliant. And even Paul, when he did it on Wings Over America, it was absolutely fantastic. A brilliant song, and it's just 1965, and you think, my God, you know, the guy was a genius, absolute genius, brilliant. And then after that, you go into Yesterday, which makes him even more of a genius, but I'm not including that because that was the single in 1976. So I've Just Seen a Face from Help. This one here is from A Hard Day's Night, and I absolutely love I'll Cry Instead. It's my favourite song off the album. It's on side 2, which They say this wasn't on the soundtrack, but I remember having the VHS, and I'll Cry Instead was either the outro song or the intro song. I can't remember, it's years since I've seen it, but it's not on the actual side one of this, so I'm not too sure. Was it put in just for the video, or was it originally there? But it's the second song, side 2, love it. And I know in America there's an extra verse, which I think is just a repeat of the first verse spliced in. It may not be, it may be a different take, I do not know, but it's about less than 2 minutes of sheer brilliance. I'll Cry Instead, John Lennon, love it. Next up, and this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, it is Fixing a Hole. Again, a magnificent song. You just can't help but sing to this. It is an absolutely magnificent song, and it's the one that's almost forgotten about in this album. I love it, always loved it, and it is my favourite song off this album. So Fixing a Hole is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Number 7, and we go back to Revolver, and it is Here, There and Everywhere, which is possibly McCartney's best ever ballad. The vocals in this are amazing. His vocals are gorgeous, the backing vocals are gorgeous, the song itself is gorgeous. It's just a perfect love song. I absolutely adore it. So that gets my number 7. Number 8, and we go back to Sgt. Pepper, and it is the one that everyone would expect me to say is A Day in the Life. Yeah, the thing about this song is it's really 2 pieces put together. Think of it as a bottle of Coke, which is nice. That's your verses, and a little Mento chewy mint, which is nice, and that's your little dream sequence. And they're both great on their own. But put the little Mento into the bottle of Coke, shake it up a bit, and see what happens. The bottle explodes, and this is what happens with this song. It totally explodes. The 2 songs together just make something completely magical, and it is magnificent. I still prefer Fixing the Hole though, but it is magnificent. You know, on their own they're fine, but together, wow. So that gets my number 8. Number 9, and again this is very country tinged, and it's 2 of Us from Let It Be. Always loved it. You know, I've known this song since about 1977 when my brother bought the album, and it was always my favourite song off this. Absolutely love it. Great little song, and I know he played this live this century a few times, and it sounded great as well. Brilliant opener, brilliant song. I can't say anything more. And my last choice, and we're going way back to 1963. And if there was ever a song that should have been a single for the Beatles, it's All My Loving. It may have been in some countries, but it never was here. I don't think it ever was in America either. This is magnificent. This is by far the best song off this album, although there's some really great songs as well, but I absolutely adore this. And you know, I first heard this song off the Red album, and that was an album my brother bought. It was one of the very first albums he actually got by the Beatles. But this is such a great song, and I love it. So that's my final choice. So there's 10 of my favourite Beatles songs. Again, I didn't want to touch the singles. Okay, that's me for now. I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.